Hello, my name is Zachary Seacard and I'm a graphic designer for Osram. This is my first tutorial for Autodesk Maya. In this tutorial we will learn about detailed product modeling techniques, effective lighting setups, shading, and rendering workflows. We are going to learn how to create an effective product presentation from start to finish. Photography or an illustration is essential for a project like this. Here's a basic picture I took on my phone. We can get an idea of materials, lighting, shading, and the general composition. The folding carton is made of paperboard. The bulb is a glass reflective material. The body is a white porcelain material. And the screw base is a metallic reflective material as well. This is good, so let's keep it handy for reference later. Back in Maya, let's set up a few simple things before we start. If you need to create a new project, you can create a new project here. I currently already have one, but I will need to set it. The project that I've created is the folding carton tutorial, and I'm going to set that as my directory now. We should also check to ensure that we have mental ray set for our rendering processor, or ensure that it's available, and you can do that by going into settings, preferences, and in the plugin manager you can make sure that it loads automatically, and the name is right there. I also like to have the heads-up display to show how many verts, my edges, my faces are selected, and so on and so forth. You can also create a custom shelf. I have a few things already on my custom shelf, like deleting the history and a few edit mesh and mesh quick settings there. Okay, let's take a look at the die line that we are going to use for this project. In Illustrator, I have a file that was created out of Artios CAD. The black lines represent the cut lines, and the red dotted lines represent the fold lines. It's good to get familiar with the panel layout. Here we have a glue flap here. This is the front panel. This is the top, and this is the top tuck. And these top panels up here are dust flaps, and down here there are dust flaps as well. This is a side panel. This is a back panel, a bottom with another tuck tab, and this is a side panel. I like to export this out as a PNG with a transparent background. Okay, let's move back to Maya. In Maya, let's set up our image plane. We can switch to the 4 panes and in this window, the front window, let's import the file. I believe I have one with right here. This is the saved out file of the EPS that was created in Artios, and this will work fine. We don't need the grid. Well, we don't need it for this particular project right now. We're just getting set up with the basic structure, and it's more or less of a distraction. Okay, let's start modeling. and we can model in this front window. I like to start in the middle and work my way out, but you can start any way you like. Let's switch to the polygons and create a polygon plane. You can start in the corner here and drag out somewhere about there, giving us enough room to make some extrusions here for extra fold lines. The extra extrusions will act as more geometry to make a nice fold. You can hit 5 on your keyboard to make that visible like that. And we are going to extrude the edges. Something like that, and let's add 2 divisions to that and hit tab, and you can hit G to repeat the command, and that will create another extrusion. And let's hit G again and make another extrusion, very similar to the last, adding 2 divisions for another fold section. Tab, and G again to extrude for the glue flap. Alright, that's looking nice. Let's move up to the top and hit G to extrude. Let's add 2 divisions and G for another extrusion for the top panel. G for another extrusion, and so on and so forth. This part of it is pretty tedious, but goes along pretty fast when you get the hang of it. Okay, let's move over to the back panel, staying consistent with the other fold areas that we've already created. Well, as best as you can. It's nice to have a consistent workflow or geometry flow. And G to extrude. G to extrude. Adding 2 divisions there. That one's a little bit larger. We can just shrink that down. And let's select those, hitting W, and let's just center that middle line right along the fold. Alright, that's better. Maybe that was a little too much. I think that's fine. Alright, looks like we have to enter the extrusion command again. Alright, that looks good. Moving on to the top dust flap, adding 2 divisions there. And the bottom. G to re-invoke the command, and adding 2 divisions. Staying consistent with the other fold section that you extruded, and G to extend that out. And let's bring this in something like that. Okay, let's move over to this section. And let's extrude this out, staying consistent with the other ones. And adding 2 divisions. And extruding. Okay, that looks pretty decent. Let's take a look and make sure we didn't miss anything. You can hit F to focus in on all of the geometry that you've created. And that looks pretty good. Okay, in the next lesson, we will go over adding some edge loops to create a smooth subdivision surface. And we will work on setting up an image plane. Thank you.